Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
Something isn't right. I'm a 42-year-old man. My wife is 43 years old. We've been married since we were 19 years old. Our 25th anniversary will be celebrated next year. Our family consists of 3 girls, a 19-year-old college student and twin 15-year-olds at home. Everything is fairly usual. My wife has always worked and had personal hobbies such as yoga, ceramics, and so on. That's all right. I feel the same way. Something has been odd for a few months now, as if there was a disruption in the force. It's difficult to identify, yet it's constantly there. Even during, she seems a bit more distant at times. We still have our customary Saturday morning, but it seems like her mind is elsewhere now. She is present yet not present in our marriage. I ask whether she is bothered by anything, but she always responds no. I wouldn't assume cheating, but she has been spending more time alone outside of the home in recent months. Probably the past 6 months. She was constantly busy, yet she was usually happy, lively, and almost ecstatic. That may have changed 3 or more weeks ago. She became considerably more visible, yet aloof. She now comes up to my home office and hangs out with me, but she is always melancholy. She wants to be with me all the time, which I appreciate, but the way she's behaving creeps me out a bit. The strange thing is that our twins are behaving strangely as well. They're being especially kind to me and offering to assist with garbage removal, etc., which is not usual of them. It's as if they all know I have cancer or something, and I have no idea. Their strange/loving conduct began several weeks ago, at the same time as my wife's strange behavior. The only reason I'm on this subscription is because I glanced at our Verizon account 2 months ago and saw a slew of messages between her and an unknown number. When I inquired about them, she said that it was one of her pals. I checked her phone, and there were no messages from that number. I inquired again, and she said that she removed them to conserve space, but no other threads were deleted that I was aware of. The previous 6 months have been strange, but the last 3 weeks have been even worse. I'm at a loss. Yesterday, I decided to contact my eldest daughter. I told her what I mentioned in my initial article, and she said she'd speak to her sisters about it. The twins look up to her and are terrified of upsetting her. She contacted me early this morning to say she spoke to the twins and that she'll be home for the weekend on Friday so we can chat. I told her she couldn't just leave me hanging like that. It's too much for my heart to bear. Please explain what's going on. She said it was serious but could have been worse, not to worry, and that the earliest she could come home and speak to me was Friday. She said that it is horrible, but there is also some good. She was sworn to secrecy by the twins. They and my wife are unaware that our eldest daughter would be visiting this weekend, and she has requested that we not inform them. That was something she was passionate about. Sorry for the lack of an update. I suppose I'll have to wait until Friday to find out. A lot of the responses here, as well as other discussions I've read here, have terrified me to death. It's as though these things never have a nice conclusion. I'm afraid for the worse. I believe she has had an affair, and the twins are aware of it. My daughter was cryptic in her phone call, indicating that she does not want to discuss anything over the phone. Second update, there isn't much to say. That's what everyone assumed. My wife was having an affair. It wasn't a colleague or a member of one of her hobbies. It was a mutual buddy, one of the husbands of one of the couples with whom we were close. Of course, he'll never be a buddy again, and I'm determined to notify his wife. When she was supposed to be at yoga, the twins caught her with him. They were furious and challenged her. She said that she was not going to leave me or do anything close like that. It was just a one-night stand. They both appreciated how it felt like they were courting and sneaking around as youngsters. She had no idea how heartbreaking it would be. What she has done to the twins is nearly inexcusable. She abruptly stopped it and intended to take the secret with her to the cemetery. She told the girls that she should bear the blame and that telling me would relieve her guilt, but destroy me it has. They all agreed and promised to keep this a secret. My eldest daughter went out in the mall. She was enraged. Everything is still on my mind. My wife collapsed to the floor in a blubbering mess as I packed my luggage and departed. I turned off my phone's location services and walked away. I traveled about an hour away to one of our state parks and rented a cabin. Right now, I don't want to speak to anybody. My eldest daughter is the only one who knows where I am. She stopped over today, and we had a nice conversation. She said that her mother would do something like this since she had been a pitiful cliché her whole life. My wife is a trend follower. CBD, essential oils, and yoga, she becomes fascinated with whatever shiny new object that comes along. She's now in her 40s and has become yet another stereotype. The twins are angry with their mother and terrified that I will not return home. I honestly have no idea if I am. I also don't want to speak to them right now. My eldest has said that she would return home as soon as her semester is through and will make their life a living hell. She had to leave a few hours ago to return to school, and now the grief has set in. I'm a middle-aged man sitting alone in a cabin who believed he had the rest of his life figured out but now doesn't. I doubt I'll make another post on it. I'm going to remain there for as long as I can afford it till I figure out what to do next. Life stinks. Update 3. I also asked her to leave so that I could have some space. No, she responded, and I quote, No, 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 I will not quit our lovely life and love because of my careless error. I will fight for us until the day I die, and I will rectify this. We'll get through it. I sincerely apologize. I can't even express how sorry I am. Simply come home and let me to make things right. We shall triumph over this. You and I are capable of doing anything. This is her personality. That's how she's always been. I'm at a loss for what to do since she's so obstinate. I do need some breathing room. I've had a good time at this cabin. The hiking paths are amazing and have been really soothing. I know it's just a matter of time until I have to return home, but I also know my wife. It would take God himself to get her out of there, based on what she stated. She also refuses to give me any space. I know if I go home, she'll smother me and work me down until I agree to whatever her plan is. I'd prefer not to return for a time. I must be prepared to endure her barrage of love and logic, since she is a master of both. She consumes all of these nonsense, self-help, and motivational books and websites. For a week at the cottage, I paid cash. I did so she wouldn't find out where I was and come looking for me. I've already received alerts indicating that a separate device has accessed my credit card sites. They are both of them. That's who she is. I knew if I paid with a credit card, she'd look it up and find me. I also spoke to the twins, telling them they were placed in a bad situation. It wasn't their fault, and that their father loves them. Mom was claimed to be a blubbering wreck on Friday, but by late Saturday she was in her "I can fix this, we will conquer" mode. She is allegedly researching anything she can get her hands on for repairing your marriage after you strayed. That's the way she is. She'll be obsessed with it. I just need more alone time to comprehend things. Update 4. I don't want to repeat anything up to this point, so please go to my post and comment history to catch up. I was traveling back and forth to work from the cabin, but because of the coronavirus, we're now all working remotely. Since I'm roughly 100 miles away from home, that's nice. I've been giving my wife a couple of minutes on the phone with me each night. Just enough to let everyone know I'm all right, but don't want to disturb them. My daughters and I connect through SMS. Young folks are unaware that they can call individuals using their smartphones. Anyway, I know I can forgive my wife, but the reality is I don't see how I can continue with her. Call me obstinate or bullheaded, but I have pride as a man, and I've been racking my brain to find out how to keep my dignity as a man while remaining in this marriage. Those two things, in my opinion, are mutually incompatible. If I want to maintain my manhood, I must divorce her for such a heinous violation against our marriage and myself. If I want to continue in the marriage, I must give up my masculine pride. I'm not sure I could live like that. I don't want to have that conversation with my wife because she'll twist everything and have me agreeing with her reasoning within an hour. Have you ever encountered someone who gets their way with everyone? That's who she is. Please tell me that I can continue in this marriage while maintaining my masculinity. Is it even possible? I mean, is it truly achievable and not a ruse? Thank you for taking the time to read the story.